He didn't come with a rifle, didn't come for the fight. He came with a bag full of hope and a will to do right. From Concord to Harvard, then off to the fray. With a heart full of purpose, he walked toward the grave. No deals behind doors, no fast track to claim. He earned every stripe, rose up just the same. An oath to do no harm, but when the world tore apart, he stood in the fire with a lion's heart. He saves more than lives, he saves the fight. He's the man in the line when the bullets fly. With a steady hand and a watchful eye, he won't raise a gun, but he'll hold the line. Every time, with a word, with a stitch, with the will to try. He saves more than lives, he saves the fight. Yeah, Doc walks the edge where wrong meets right. Oh, so right, oh, so right. Doing no harm, but fights those who do. He's our Doc and forever he'll rock. Alright. Snowbound and cornered, no weapon to draw, just a snowball and smarts, that's what they saw. He lost the brawl, but he won the day. With a trick and a shot, he made Cobra pay. He faced down a squad, armed to the teeth. Told them they were sick, held strong underneath. With a smile, handed over the cure in disguise. Just tetanus shots for a pack of lies. He's the man in the line when the thunder rolls, patching wounds and patching souls. Doesn't carry steel, doesn't boast or brag, but he's the calm in the storm, the medic's flag. He saves more than lives, he saves the fight. Yeah, Doc walks the edge where wrong meets right. Holding tight, holding tight. Not every hero's a warrior bold, his story must be told. Sometimes they heal what the battle stole. He didn't ask for glory, didn't chase fame, but every Joe knows Doc's name. They remember the Doc man. He's the man in the line with the healing touch. Not a weapon drawn, but he does just as much. In the shadows of war, he's the light they find. In the darkest hours, Doc's peace of mind. He saves more than lives, he saves the fight. Yeah, Doc walks the edge where wrong meets right. So right every time. So right every time. Yeah, Doc walks the edge where wrong meets right. Yo, Joe! Yo, Joe! Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell, he's the G.I. Joe gamer. Cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes, and villains at midnight. We shall.
Greetings. From the Hildt cautions that this program may contain mature content that includes adult language, sexual innuendos, and other some such content. Sam Nolikey warns that it could get a bit funky fresh up in here with the best community on YouTube. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings, I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe gamer. A little flub up there with the technical stuff, so we're gonna run that intro again, and then we'll get this underway.
Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell, he's the G.I. Joe gamer. Cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes, and villains at midnight.
There we go. That's the new intro. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hello, cool gamer. Welcome, buddy. It's good to see you. Now, I got some announcements to make. Hello, Jess, my good friend Jess. How you doing? Why? Well, there's a reason why. I told her the best place to chat would be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, because this is going to be the last episode of Joe Takes that is on simulcast. It's not going to be on From the Hildt anymore. It's all going over the G.I. Joe Gamer channel as of Joe Takes 60. And from then on, Joe Takes will just be Joe Takes number, whatever the number is, and then the character that we're looking at. Like tonight, we're looking at Doc. It's been I've been slowly transitioning to do this over on this channel because this is where all the G.I. Joe stuff is going to be supposed to be. So, where did my beard go? Oh, geez, it disappeared. Yes. Well, Jess, I had to, I had to match. I mean, I think I've been a little scraggly there for a while. So, Jess, no liking. I thought you didn't like beards, Jess. Find that funny. Well, tonight we're talking about Doc from the Hildt. This will be the last one like that. And next month we'll be taking a look at a character named Vipera. And if I can acquire a vintage Viper, I will, but they're not easy to come by. Well, they can be. It just depends on how you want to buy it. If you want, because originally Viper came with a Jeep that they called the Rattler Attack Jeep, which is just basically a vamp, like that one up there, way up there, and then there's a Stinger right there. But yeah, they're all basically vamp Jeeps. No, the channel stuff. Oh, okay. Well, that's just how things are gonna go, Jess. There's a reason for that. We're gonna be having a big G.I. Joe event this summer. It's going to start at the end of June and run all the way. Well, there's only one in June, and then at the end of July, all the way through August, or actually all the way through. Let me look at my calendar here, and I'll get this right. Viper from the Hildt will be in May, and Jinx from the Hildt will be in June. Then at the end of June, that'll kick off. Every week for the next 2 months will be a Joe Takes. Hey, we got Victor Gibson in the house. I was just going to talk about, and the next live that I'm going to do that's not a game, because we're going to be playing some live play games on From the Hildt and simulcast over here. These are going to be the last few. It's going to be simulcast on both channels. Apparently, we are to travel to the other channel. You can if you want to, either way. But as of Joe Takes 60, the next episode, this is all going to be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. Let me see. So Joe Takes is permanently moving to the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. So yes, as of the 21st, I'll be back live only on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel with a brand new show called Logan's Overwatch. Victor is actually going to join me for that one, and he's welcome to come back and join me whenever. Brian from Gaming with ADHD is maybe going to be joining us for the first episode. We have a little bit of scheduling issues with him because Victor's on the East Coast. Brian and I are Mountain Time, but Brian gets home around 7, and our show's going to start at 7, and then he has to go to work at 8 o'clock. So it's going to be a really tight fit for him to join us, but he's going to try. It's a time. No, we're traveling back in time. See, look at we're in the past right now. You see, I'm a younger Logan. We're going to talk some G.I. Joe tonight. We're going to have some fun. Now I'm here, but I will go back. That's okay, Jess. You can go wherever you want. All right. So that all being said, G.I. Joe stuff is going to be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, which is where it belongs. Well, let's take a look at the vintage Doc. Now, I never had his accessories. I traded for this figure, and I'm glad I did because, man, I always liked Doc, and it seemed like I never could find him in the stores when I first started collecting because, the 83 Joes were kind of going out of phase. I started in 85, and they were still selling on the shelves, but back then they sold them all the way up till 1985. But as of 1986, they only had the 85 and 86 Joes on the shelf. And so Doc wasn't easy to come by back then, so I traded for him. He's too little. Yeah, well, this figure was the original G.I. Joe medic, and there he's without his helmet. And I'm not going to do that with the classified, because the way they have the classified figure set up, to take the helmet off and put his glasses on and everything, you actually have to take the head off. It's really a pain in the butt. And if they had an alternate head, I might have done that, but I'm not going to. But this Doc without his helmet. Now, like I said, this is the vintage figure. And then in the early 2000s, they had oh, let's get some music going. What am I thinking? It's been one of those nights. I'm gonna make sure I'm not blaring it, so let me know if music's not loud enough or too loud. Jess always seems to think the music is too loud, so. But in the early 2000s, they came out with the 25th anniversary line. Now, they didn't know whether it was going to work or not. It started in 2007, and in 2008, it really took off to the point where they actually had their first mail-away figure. That's actually Ben back there. That's my other kid. Victor said hi to Red. That's Ben. They know they're on camera, so it's not like it's a surprise. But yeah, they had a mail away, and the only way you could get this guy was to buy other figures and mail off proof of purchase and shipping. And I did that, and supplies were limited, and man, they ran out quick. And it took almost a year for this figure to arrive in the mail, just like in the old days. Is everybody saying hi to you? Victor saying hi, Jess is saying hi. You have hypersensitive senses? Oh, okay, all right. I get you, Jess. Let me know if it's too loud. It's supposed to be background music, so it's not dead air when I'm not speaking. But he came with a satchel, which I thought was pretty cool, and he came with a tranquilizer gun, which the original figure did have a gun in a holster, and it was supposed to be a tranquilizer gun as well. Now, he also came with this flare gun. I know it looks like a mortar or a rocket launcher, but it's actually a flare gun. But it's massive, and it's like they didn't need to have this big of a flare gun. See, that's actually rather kind of backwards. But the flare right there, you stick it in the dirt and you launch the flare. I know. That's how the original flare guns looked. They were big and bulky, and they were almost like a grenade launcher. But so when he came out in 1983, that's the flare gun they had him come with. Now, these modern figures, everything comes off really easy. I mean, in fact, some of them don't even stay on very well. This is one of the better ones, actually. But it had better have been after the weight I had and the collecting and everything. And if I had the wherewithal that I have now, I would have ordered two, but looks like a Bangalore torpedo. Yeah, yes, sir. It does kind of look like a torpedo. Now, the original one came with the same type of thing. So I don't have his accessories, but I do have this Doc's accessories. And this is all the original one came with, was the helmet and one of these. And of course it was, I have one from an accessory pack, but it's a different color. It's like weird. Now, we'll take a look at the box for the classified figure. Now, if I had I would have had a carded figure if I ordered two. That's what I'm saying. One to have on the shelf, on the wall, and one to have out like that. Because I don't order figures if I can't take them out and play with them, because I like to play with my toys. Anyway, here's the box. I don't really like this new design style where there's no artwork on the front. And these don't even do anything, is from what I understand. People have said they've scanned them. I don't do the QR thing, so I don't know. Looks like a giant slingshot to you. Yeah, well, that's kind of what it was. It would fling the flare up in the air. Later on, they started putting flares in grenade launchers and doing stuff like that. But then they had the small flare pistol, and I don't know why they had that at the time. I don't know why they just didn't give that to them. But there's a little bit of artwork there almost in black and white, if you can see that there. But here's the back, shows him in action, and like I said, he comes with quite a few accessories, this particular dock. So we're gonna have some fun looking at some accessories here in a minute. He's number 122 in the classified series, and I like the artwork for him. He's like not cocky, not smug, just confident and sure of himself. And I always liked that about Doc. He was always confident. He's an officer too. He's a captain, and I posthumously I think they should have promoted him to major, but you know, that's just me. I think he should have been a major to begin with, because he's a brigade officer. Medically, he could tell General Hawk what to do, but he came with this stretcher that folds up like this, and actually he could wear it as a backpack. There's a little peg right there, so he could actually put the stretcher on the backpack. Oh, originally he came with a stretcher too. And you know what's funny? Maybe I'll have Ben go get it. On the bottom of my I think I still have it in there. In my battle platform, I think I have Doc's stretcher that came with the 25th anniversary. Doc is a great character. Hey Ben, there's a little. It's the same color as the accessory. It's like tan, the same color as the character. It looks like a little bed, and it's smaller, yeah. And it should be in my battle platform if it's not on the bottom of the dragonfly. I got a desert dragonfly out there that they call Locust for some reason when it came out in 2000. And the modern dock, the 25th anniversary dock, came with a stretcher too. The original one did too. I forgot about that. I like tiny random things, especially tiny glass bottles. But this classified dock is a nice tribute to the original and a great update for the character. I mean, his vest is just so cool. And what is amazing about this character's vest is all of these little pouches and packs come off, and they're interchangeable all over his vest, so you can place them where you want. You like this music better for what? Well, this and for playing mag. Oh, well, this is mag music, okay? It's for our game on Monday. Yes, we'll be playing a military action game on Monday. Now, like I said, Doc, all his accessories come off, and this holster here comes with a standard flare pistol. This is what he should have come with. Now, a lot of people debate whether this is a taser or a flare gun. They really didn't have taser pistols developed that well back then. But on the modern, the classified Doc, that's what's in that holster, is a taser. Because Doc is a pacifist, and he doesn't carry actual weapons. Okay, I probably put it away. Thank you. I have stuff. Is that what? Yeah, I got a stalker figure there from the retro line from Walmart. But, yeah, all these things. This is like it's like a little med kit right here. This is med kit. Like I said, all these little pouches just pop onto the figure, all around the figure, and then they come off his vest. And man, he's got just a ton of them, and you can interchange them and mix and match them all over the place. A dildo. No, Jess, it's not a dildo. Hello, RPG Gen Exiles. It's been a while, bud, but good to see you. This is the season finale of Joe Takes. The next Joe Takes will be in a month, but it's gonna have I have some of the new. I have the new intro and outro tonight, and some new stuff tonight. But most of it is gonna be on the next one. Everybody saying hi. Sup all and from the Hildt. It's good to see you, bud. A lot of us are over on I don't know. This is simulcast on 2 channels. Let's see. I've got Cool Gamer and Jess over on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. It looks like Victor and it looks like Jess went back. He's going back and forth. So, but yeah, eventually, like I said, next time it's all going to be on Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, because that's what that channel is for. It's for all my G.I. Joe stuff. And I'm doing Logan's Overwatch as my first live stream only over here, and I thought, yeah, you know what? We should just keep Joe Takes and everything over here too. So everybody's saying hello. A Cool Gamer said hi on both channels, so I'm not sure exactly where he's at, but he's a watching. He always does. Anyway, this is the classified figure doc. Oh yeah, on his, he's got the medic symbol on his arm. You guys can see that up on his sleeve. Ooh, yeah, okay, there we go. And then on the other side, it actually says medic. Now, I probably can't really see that very well. I do have a video that shows the figure up close, and you can see it clearly in that I'm going to be playing. Together as one word, Gen Exile sounds like banishing Gen. Don't be mean, Jess. Yes, silly. But I like Gen Exile. It's kind of cool. But anyway, this stretcher is awesome, and it snaps together. There's these two pegs here, so it doesn't just fall off his backpack, off his back. So like I said, you can put the stretcher on his back. You just got to line up the vest with on these ones, there's it's not a circular thing. It's like a 5-pointed, almost like an Allen wrench style of backpack pegs. And then once you get them lined up, it goes right on in there, and he can have his stretcher right on his backpack. It's your it's your fault for typing it like that. Okay, all right, I get it, Jess. Anyway, so this is an awesome update. And in that little video I have, the on Joe Takes 59, he actually, I have a Gung Ho figure. He's way the heck up there right now. He's on top of that box up there with Beachhead. And as part of the classified retro line, I can't put them back in the box because they were carded. So I have two of each. I have to buy two of each of those. I haven't succeeded in all of them, but I got most of them. But I had Gung Ho be his victim because Gung Ho, ever since I purchased that particular Gung Ho, I've had him in all the on Joe takes. So he does the Gung Ho Joe making with the cameos, and I even wrote a song about it, which I will at some point be posting on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel when I update it into a music video. It was in Operation from the Hildt. It was something I wrote for that little. That was my last summer's event, was Operation from the Hildt. This summer, the working title is Operation Wrath of Cobra, but we shall see, or just Wrath of Cobra. I don't know, G.I. Joe. I can't be held responsible for my behavior or words. No sleep, and for some reason I have a fever. Ugh. Sorry to hear that, Jess. I wish I could give you the cure that I take all the time for fevers, and that's just a regular aspirin. It just wipes my fevers right out. It's amazing. But G.I. Joe doc is awesome. I am happy that I got the mail order doc, and I do have the stretcher, but it might actually be on my. No, I put it away because I didn't want to lose it. I remember now. I put it away. So it's in with my accessories, but exactly where I put it, I don't know. I like to put the his med kit right there, and then the flare gun is set up for a left-handed draw, which is odd because he's right-handed. But if he's got the taser in one hand, he can pop the flare gun with his left hand. So maybe that's a smart thing. And then all these little pouches, like this big one, I like to put on his back, and all these little pegs, there's one left over, so you could actually have them all pegged on him if I remember right, and do the stretcher as well. But some of them don't stay on as well unless you really work them in there. And it's like you just put the little pouch, so you show it right there, the little pouch just pops right in there. And then we'll put one on the front. Oh, it looks like, no, that's right, there was an extra one that came as an extra on the accessory. So you can actually put, like I said, all his pouches on him, but not the stretcher too. That's right. And then that one is there. It goes there. Hey, Lost Husky, how you doing? It is good to see you. But it's good to see everybody tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry, Jess, that you got a fever and you're not feeling good. I hope you're recovered from your bout of food poisoning, because that shit sucks. I risked something today. I was out and about and went to see my mom, and I ate some Walmart hot dogs. So that was a risky prospect. They were actually pretty good, and they were only $1.15. So how do you fight that? Good price. But yeah, there's G.I. Joe Doc. Okay, so who is Doc? Okay, well, we can talk the character, or I can just play my file card video, and we'll learn about Doc, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, and then and then we'll I got another video to show you near the end of the show, and we'll look at a comic and talk Larry Hama's comics, and then I'll give you my take on G.I. Joe Doc.
Code name. Doc, Chief Medical Officer. File name, Carl W. Greer, 04. Birthplace, Concord, Massachusetts. Primary specialty, medical doctor. Secondary specialty, chaplain's assistant. Graduated airborne school, mountaineering school, desert training unit. Combat gear, medics field kit, flare gun. Graduated from Harvard Medical School, completed residency at Johns Hopkins. Hope for a guarantee of a G.I. Joe assignment upon enlistment. Told flatly that the Army made no such deals. Doc enlisted anyway and achieved his goal through ordinary channels. The Joe's medical doctor specializes in emergency medicine. His extensive training has prepared him for battlefield situations and trialing immediate care. He works with calm professionalism as weapons fire and battles explode around him. On Doc's first official mission, he saves 3 other Joes from Destro with a well-aimed snowball, saying he was unable to carry a weapon due to the Geneva Convention. He loses to the man in a fist fight, but manages to secure the antidote needed for several ill Joes. Furthermore, he faces down an armed squad of Cobra soldiers, tricking them into believing they were also sick and trading the antidote for the plutonium that Cobra had taken. What the Cobra personnel inject into themselves, it is really a tetanus booster shot. From General Hall, about pacifist, Doc believes that the G.I. Joe team is the best we have. We send them into the worst situations imaginable, cause that's where we need them most. Doc is always on top of things. He does his job so well, I never have to worry about my men. I know they're in good hands. When the going gets rough, the Joes need something more than a pill roller. I'm their main man, and he's gonna feel dumb when he realizes that I pulled his detonator. Texas man with my 6-shooter H band. I soar above the country wide and free. The G.I. Joe helicopter pilot, that's me. Flying high with the Joes by my side, keeping them safe on every ride. I'm Wild Bill, bus driver. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's the best way I found to read a file card, is to run it through Suno and have some fun with it and make a little song out of it. We had Coco B,
Let me see. We got Coco B and Rook of all. Hello, Coco B. It's good to see you. Been a long time, buddy. And Rook of all, my sister. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still here rocking with us. Got some more dog to talk about here today. Lost Husky was in here too. Yeah. I shouted Lost Husky out just before I was about to start my video. Let's see. Cool Gamer says, by the way, Logan, are you doing Fridays for Hildt this week? No, we are not. But there is a premiere this Friday of our full vacation video. It's been on the channel in 8 parts. That the last of the 8 parts aired today on From the Hildt. And so I managed to get 8 different shorts of up to 3 minutes long, and then I put them all together in one about 25-minute video. So guys, check that out. That's going to be Friday, the whole thing. So you're confused. Is the radio show tomorrow? Yes, the radio show is tomorrow. So we can go over that a little bit. Let me put your tunes back on. And so this month, what we got going on is tomorrow for May, next month, actually, it's May. So this is April 30th, the last day of April. If I can wrap my head around what's going on right now. Let's see. Brooke says, fish, orange, white eyes. Yeah, that's how it comes up for me. But yes, I get you. It's one of those emojis. Thank you, Ruth. Okay, so for the calendar for May, the radio from the Hildt kicks off the month tomorrow night at 7, just 7 Mountain Time, just like this show did. Then we got that premiere at 7 p.m. on Friday. Sunday, we should be having Isle of the Dragon Head. I hope so, because it was delayed last week, and I don't know when. The next one's going to be after that, because the week after is going to be some more mag stuff. But so we do have Isle of the Dragon Head this Sunday on the 4th, and there is a mag game, but it's Blackjack Platoon. That's going to be on Monday, and then next Thursday we've got One Night in the Vale. We're going to be talking some Beyond the Miasma Veil. It's going to be the campaign we're going to be doing in July. It's going to be a Splinterscape. Hey, your buddy Dom. What the heck happened to my beard? Well, I trimmed it, buddy. That's what happened to it. Yeah, the radio show, like I said, the radio show is tomorrow, so we're doing that. It's not the last day. There are not 32 days in April. That has never been a thing, as far as I know. And I was born in April. It's good to see you, Dom. Good to see everybody tonight. Thanks for being here. Oh, hola, Dom. Go greet that. Get her and say, yeah, go throw the greeting out. I'll throw back. It's all good. All right, so talking G.I. Joe Doc. Talk comics first, a little bit of cartoon, and then I'll weigh in on Doc. 32 days. There are, huh? That'd be the great mystery to me. Well, where do these extra 2 days of April come from? All right, so I'm gonna bust this one over so you can get a better look at G.I. Joe 11 from Marvel Comics. Back in 1983 is when this came out. This was a really cool comic, and the story of this is actually in both the file card and the song a little bit. In my file card that I put together. See, it's a fact. It's a fact now. It's a known fact. Okay. Tiger is fine. I'm looking at her. She's doing good. I don't know what she's doing over there. But who the F is that guy? Hey, Ray, how you doing? It's me, Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer. I just trimmed my beard. It's all good. All right, we're talking Marvel Comics. Now, Doc appeared in G.I. Joe 11, and he was on the cover. Now, this story was supposed to be about Snow Job, but Doc ended up being the big hero in this issue right here. And I'm pretty sure that was pretty much it for him in the comics. I mean, he was in the comics periodically here and there, and he had moments. But he was the medic. He did his job. Which is the big moment in the comics for Doc after this was way in issue 109, where he was actually killed by a saw viper. Now, Doc is a fantastic G.I. Joe character, and that was the biggest tragedy of all. There was like seven Joes who got killed in that issue, and Doc happened to be one of them. And to me, yes, spoilers, 40-year-old spoilers, yes, sir. Ray, you must have dined at the Y. No, we got to talk Doc now. In G.I. Joe 11, they were in the Arctic trying to stop Cobra from getting this neurotoxin that was out, and Destro was in that too. It's pretty cool. I got a snow job once. They paid in icicles. Yeah. Yes, sir. Snow jobs. I check out my Joe take on Snow Job. He's a great character too. But in this storyline, at the end of this, Doc and Destro actually get into a fist fight, and Destro kicks his butt, but Doc fended off Destro and hit him with a snowball. It was just a great issue. Larry Hama is such an incredible writer, especially on action stuff. And so Destro took off because he thought he thought they had won, that Cobra had won because he beat Doc up. But Doc tricked the Cobra troopers into giving him if I remember right, the neurotoxin. It's been a while since I read it, but he tricked them by telling them that he'd give them the cure, that they were sick too with this toxin that Cobra had them up here over in the Arctic trying to get. And so they believed that they were sick, and he promised to give them the antidote if they gave him the neurotoxin. And they did. And he gave them a tetanus shot. He lied. They weren't sick at all. It was pretty cool. So Doc defeated them with his brain. You're not coming home, man, if she's got a fever? That's mean, buddy. Snowball's chance. There you go. You're probably not contagious, and he's already been exposed. Yeah, probably. Periodically, like I said, Doc would show up to help the wounded. He was in the Cobra Civil War. He was right there with the Joes the whole time. I don't think he was in any of the special missions. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that he was not. And then it was surprising to me when he was on that mission. I believe it was Trucial Abysmia, where the Joes, Duke and Falcon and Cross Country were the only survivors of that entire team that got wiped out up there. And that included Breaker and Doc. And, there was Heavy Metal, Crankcase, Thunder was one of the others that got killed in that same pit by the Saw Viper. But Doc, there were three really pivotal ones. Doc was in the pit, but Quick Kick was in there too, and Quick Kick and Breaker got killed on a Rage. The Rage got blown up, and they were killed in that issue too. It was a lot. That was a lot of death, and that was like the first time Jones really got wiped out. It was very shocking for them to allow that in a comic book at the time. But Larry Hama was given free license, and he decided that's the story he was going to tell, and he told it, and it was tragic, but it was also a very riveting story. It's awesome, and that one was in G.I. Joe 109, the Marvel run. Quick Kick, Quick Kick. He's a martial artist, and he goes around barefoot. I'll be taking a look at him during July. So I think it's July that I'm looking at Quick Kick. So we'll be taking a look at Quick Kick soon too. Shift, Knob, Pivot Man, Blue Balls, and Mike Concho didn't make it either. No, it was a brutal series that Hama wrote, and it was like the Trucial Abysmian Wars, I think is what they called it, and a lot of Cobras and Joes on both sides got killed. It was pretty intense. But yeah, that's pretty funny. But that's kind of the comic, and that's where Doc's story in the comics ended. And it was kind of sad because he was like always there. He was the backbone. Well, he didn't ever have any like really pivotal roles or anything except for his beginning and his end. And it's kind of sad. And just the scene where Doc gets wasted is just horrendous. And I won't spoil, Ray. You'll have to read G.I. Joe 109. In fact, I will show you the cover because I have it. I don't have the entire run in regular comics, but that box up there that Per gave me has all of these, plus special missions, plus G.I. Joe and the Transformers. That there is awesome. So yes, I have a video on that. Here it is. Casualties of War. And Doc is right there. Right behind Quick Kick. Okay, yeah, not all of them died in that issue, just 7 of them. So, but yeah, I think these are the only 2 covers that Doc was on as well. So I could be wrong about that. They might have slipped him in. Let's see. Roadhead took a shot in the mouth but survived. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna miss it. Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna miss that issue? Cool. You know, I might start doing reviews on comics if you guys really like it on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. I've been looking at some comics in a series called For the Love of Comics, and I've done G.I. Joe 1 through 12 and Special Missions 1 through 8 so far. And in that, I kind of looked at G.I. Joe 50 because that had the very first special mission in it. So check those out. Those are on both channels. But yeah, this is the issue where Doc meets his fate. So he was in, take the 11 out, you know, he was in like 98 comics. No, he wasn't in all of them, but yeah, he was in the series that long. You probably dropped a couple of pounds by trimming the beard. You're probably right, but no, I didn't. No, actually, I lost 7 pounds. So, yeah, I'm on schedule to get my surgery most likely in October. For those of you who are in the know for my knees. Sup, Ben? They knew who you were. All right, so that's kind of the Larry Hama comics run for Doc. He had a great run in the Marvel Comics run, just not pivotal except for those 2 issues. Now in the cartoon, he first appeared in the very first miniseries. And he had a big part to play where he helped Duke recover his memory, and then Revenge of Cobra, he had an even bigger role where he actually took command of the Joes while Flint, Roadblock, and Mutt were trapped in a pit, and Duke was captured again by Cobra. He got captured in both the original miniseries. Little friggin' autocorrect. No worries, Ray. No worries. I know you said bears. Yes, trimming the bears. I get it, but the beard, I got it. But in Rise of Cobra, he led the team when they had these energy mirrors that absorbed the Weather Dominator's beam. And so they went and they tried to protect Washington, D.C. with all these energy mirrors, and then redirected the wave back to Cobra Temple. It was pretty awesome. If you've never seen the second G.I. Joe Sunbow miniseries, Revenge of Cobra, you should check it out. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, it was great. Bears was funnier. Yes, I agree. Victor Bears was funnier, but I read it as Beard. I didn't even notice it until he said autocorrect. Automatically read it. Beard. Cupcake, Little Debbie, and Swiss Miss all did their duty. Yeah, they always do. E.G. Lil. In the animated series, though, that followed after Pyramid of Darkness, Doc was in Pyramid of Darkness a little bit, if I remember right, or maybe not even at all. But in the TV series, he was in the very first episode, Countdown for Zartan. And he had some really cool lines in that. Check out the whole TV series. But that was the first episode of the regular series after Pyramid of Darkness. And in that, Lady J was leading the team. He was the only officer there, but he's a medic. He doesn't take charge unless he has to, like he did in Revenge of Cobra. And so Lady J was in command, and Stalker was even there. That was a rare one. You had Stalker and Doc in that one. Lady J, you had Spirit. Spirit went up against Storm Shadow again in that one. The Dreadnoks at the beginning had a big scene where they were trying to show Cobra Troopers how to destroy things. That's pretty cool. But Doc got his butt kicked by Zartan in it. So he had he didn't get his butt kicked. He just got knocked out by Zartan. But it's pretty cool. Hey, Codename Banger, what's up, bro? How you doing? Talking G.I. Joe Doc tonight. And Coco, like I promised, if you're still there, there's the vintage Doc. I'd show him off again. But Doc was, he was in like Operation Soundwaves. And he was in, okay, what was the name of the episode? It was one where Quick Kick got a girlfriend. Lasers in the Night. That's what it was. And Baroness switched places with Lady J, and Doc was there, and they had a conversation. It was kind of cool. But other than that, Doc was only in just a few episodes of the cartoon series too. But when he was, and he had a really cool voice too in the series. They portrayed Doc very, very well. Nick me, nice, nice. Oh no worries. So yeah. And then I have the, I'll show them all off again real quick. For those of you who missed it, I have the 25th anniversary Doc that was that you could only get by mail order. And I wish I had got two of them because then I'd have one on the card and then you get your classified Docs. And they all came with a stretcher. I don't know where my stretcher for Doc is. I got one with the 25th anniversary one, but I didn't get any of the accessories with the original, but the stretcher with the classified Doc is really cool. It goes right on his back too. All right, so that was a cartoon. It's a comic book. So Doc, where do I place him? Well, sadly, I do most of my stories about Doc based off of Barry Hama's story, and he was in my operation from the Hildt. But that's going to be his only appearance in my play motion stuff that I do, except for maybe in a flashback. Because I'm Quick Kick and him are both dead in the Hamaverse, though they're dead in my verse as well. Most of the time, I do that. Codename, sup? It's Codename Snap and Pop. Ray's on a roll tonight. How you doing, Regina? But when he was on the team and still alive, he was a major. I had him promoted to major. He was their chief medical officer. He's a doctor. He's not just a medic. He graduated Harvard, and there was another college he went to that was just a medical college. I can't remember the name of it offhand. It was in the file card, so check that out. You're heading home, buddy? All right, cool. Sith, give lady Sith a hug for me from Victor. Same. Tell my lady I said hi. For sure. All right, everybody. Doc, I like Doc. He was really cool. I definitely wanted. It took me a while to acquire this. I didn't get it on the shelf because I started collecting at age 5, and he was pretty much off the shelves by then. And I had to trade for this, and I traded comics for this Doc actually. But I got him in probably late 85 or early 86 in a trade when I first started collecting shows. So I've had this figure for a long time. Love this Doc figure. Let's see. Good. I need you to put an ice pack on my head. I get it, Jess. You want your hubby home, and that's awesome. When you're to have a companion like that who'll come home and take care of you. It's always awesome. Like, I've got the tiger, and I feel like I'm a lucky man for that. So I hope everybody's having a good night. For me, Doc, he's the backbone of the Joes. Without their doctor, he was everything. He was their psychiatrist. He was their doctor. He's not like a clinical psychologist or anything like that, but he took care of them until Spirit came around, and Spirit kind of helped out in Spirit was a counselor. That's his secondary specialty. And gotta go, buddy. All right, Coco, you take it easy, bud. Thanks for joining me. Let's see. Can't one of the cats help? Oh, you should go on to the hood, to the doc. I never had a problem finding a doc. Depending on where you shop, dude. And in my neighborhood, they didn't have a dog. You rest my beer there. They can't open the cats can't open the freezer. I get it, just. Yeah, take care, Coco. Thanks for joining us. It is messed up, Ray, but you know, you know he's just teasing you. We hope he's just teasing. But this character, Doc, you know, right from the get, you know, you had Stalker the first year, Doc the second year. African American representation was always in G.I. Joe. The diversity in G.I. Joe has always been there. They had women, they had Latinos, they had they had Asian characters in G.I. Joe and on Cobra, and you know, they had Storm Shadow on Cobra at first, and then he joined the Joes later. It'll probably get hot. Your kitten climbed into the car engine and got stuck. That happens. It got stuck. Yeah. Yeah. I got a kitten in a vehicle once, and I didn't know it was there, and I started it, and yeah, that's nothing nice, Victor. Yeah. Is it okay? Got it out. Yeah. I hope so. Hope so, Victor. Hope so. So yeah. When Doc died in the comics, that hit me pretty hard, because that character, he was a medic, man. It was like, oh, you know, who's gonna? I mean, they had Falcon and Stalker that were dedicated medics also, but they rarely showed off those specialties in the comics or even the cartoon that they were medics. Yeah, got her out. Cool. So yeah, Doc. Lifeline was around already, and I guess Larry Hama went, which one would be more dramatic for the story? You know, as a writer, I'm like, I get it. That's who I would have chose. Unfortunately, you know, but as a writer, it's not. You have a love for your characters, but if the story trumps that. To coin a phrase, story comes first, as it were. And sometimes, as a writer, you know that's gonna hit harder than, like, saying, well, what if he killed Lifeline? I mean, some people really like Lifeline, and I can't wait till they make a classified version of Lifeline. I have Lifeline's first appearance in Special Missions. You know, in the comics, I thought he was way cooler than he was in the cartoon. Can't wait till they grow bigger and can't do that. Yeah, I know, but they crawl up into the engine to get warm. Vicky won't stop trying to dig a hole in the mirror. Oh no, cats. I love cats. So that's really my take on Doc. One of the coolest medic that they ever had. Like I said, I do like Lifeline, but he wasn't Doc. He was a medic, you know. And they had, you know, First Aid came along later, and they just weren't Doc. You know. He was, you know, I guess because I had him pretty much from the get-go. You know what, Victor? After I traded for him, I stopped looking in the stores, so maybe that's why I didn't see him in the stores. But well, hello, Synthetic Panels. Welcome. Good to see you. Just about ready to wrap this Joe Takes up here, but just talking G.I. Joe Doc today. Let me know if you guys want to see any of these figures again before I like Stern Brightblade. Yes, exactly. As an author, you know, and when you hit it in the story, well, for me, it's when I get to that point and I'm writing, and I know I don't know that that character is gonna die until I get to that point. And it's like, if it would be ridiculous for that character to live, then I let the story play out, you know, and I tell the story that's meant to be told. So I get that from Larry Hama's perspective. To explore, because she's curious about everything. Most cats are, yeah. There are some lazy cats, but the kittens, man, they go all over the place. Closest door is a giant mirror, and he obsessively paws it. I need to restart my browser. No worries, Vic. No worries, Vic. Like I said, I'm pretty much gonna be signing off here. I do have another video I'm gonna play before I totally sign off. But let me know if you have any questions about Doc. I'd be happy to answer. I know he's rank. I know his code. I know his file name. If you want to know things like that, it's all part of the file card that I presented, and also, it was in the images in that video too. So, but yeah, if you have any questions like that, let me know, and I'll be happy to talk a little bit more about Doc. But before I do that, I'm going to play that last video so you guys can see it, and then I have a brand new outro video so you guys know when the show is ending. You have lots of questions. Okay, well, let me have them. But put them in the chat. I'll see synthetic panels maybe in the G.I. Joe Gamer channel or vice versa. That's exactly why, Jess, I'm going to stop simulcasting, and I'm going to have everything over on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel as of Joe Takes 60. So look for that next month. We're not going to be on From the Hildt next month. We're only going to be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel after next month. So let me see. Some people are on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, right? So yeah, that's why I have the links pinned at the top, so you can go back and forth if you want. All right, so here is on Joe Takes 59, and this has all the. I took a bunch of pictures and a video of Doc with all his accessories and stuff, and the box and all that cool stuff. And it has that song "Man in the Line" that I played at the beginning, the music video, just the music. Here we go.
He didn't come with a rifle, didn't come for the fight. He came with a bag full of hope and a will to do right. From Concord to Harvard, then off to the fray. With a heart full of purpose, he walked toward the grave. Claim he earned every stripe, rose up just the same, an oath to do no harm. But when the world tore apart, he stood in the fire with the lion's heart. He saves more than lives, he saves the fight. He's the man in the line when the bullets fly, with a steady hand and a watchful eye. He won't raise a gun, but he'll hold the line every time. The fight. Yeah, Doc walks the edge where wrong meets right. Oh, so right, oh, so right. Doing no harm, but fights those who do. He's our Doc, and forever he'll rock. Alright. Snowbound and cornered, no weapon.
And that's G.I. Joe Doc. Like I said, Jess asking questions here. She asked what his code name, his file name is. It's Carl W. Greer. I'm pretty sure that's what the middle initial is W. And then she asked for his measurements too, and I said he's 6 foot even with a 28-inch waist and 12-inch collar. But I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know his measurements. I mean, those things aren't put on the file cards, Jess. What specifically is the color of his clothes? Beige, khaki. I would call it beige or tan. This is definitely a desert uniform. And on the file card, Doc is desert qualified. He's trained seer training in the desert. So search, evasion. I don't remember the rest. Search, rescue, evade, escape. It's all in there. Escape is one of them. So survival, or it's been a while. Seer. Thanks, Rook. Oh man, you guys, I've had a blast talking about Doc, but that's my take on Doc, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll be seeing you more on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel for Joe Takes and all the rest of that stuff. Still on From the Hildt. Live play games. I've got 3 more that'll be simulcast. I've got the Blackjack Platoon, which will be next week. And for the most part, they'll be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel with a few exceptions. And I may simulcast a few. We'll see. Okay, bye, Mel. Okay, damn it. Okay. All right, Jess. But it's good to see everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me. You watch this in the replay on either channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me on the journey on From the Hildt to get to episode 59 Joe Takes. It's going to be Joe Takes number 60, and that's how we're kicking off on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. I'm going to just keep the same numbers and just keep rocking. What's his sister's name? Well, he has a daughter named Carla, but I don't know about his sister. Yo, Joe Banger. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you in the chat for all the interaction and the fun times that we've had tonight. And looking forward to May and our radio show. We are taking off May for From the Hildt, but Fridays from the Hildt. But we will be doing some live play games and pretty much every. Let's see, we've got on Thursdays. We have something every Thursday, so we'll be on Thursday nights. Then nothing on Wednesdays until Logan's Overwatch on the 21st, but only on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. We got 2 Radio from the Hills, or 3 Radio from the Hills coming this month. Every other Thursday. That's going to be awesome. We got a One Night in the Veil for Beyond the Miasma Veil, an Endless Quest book reading on the 22nd. So, and I'm pretty sure Revolt of the Dwarves is what we're going to be reading that night. And then later on in the month, we might be doing a Heroes of Haven's Run game. I'm not sure about that yet, so we shall see. But then on the 28th, Joe Takes 60, Viper will be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel only, and that's when we'll be kicking off my summer play motion event. So hope you guys enjoy that. And it's going to be in 12 parts. And then I'll play it as a full movie on From the Hildt in September. So that should be a lot of fun. So thanks for joining me. And on that note, Logan out.
Logan's room full of Joe Take dreams. Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake Eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style. Duke as the first shirt, making with a plan. Cobra Commander schemes with his clan. Scarlet Sharp hits hard, flips fast. Destro's armor gleams from the past. Logan's G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. Logan's G.I. Joe's takes given with enthusiasm. Zartan shifting sneaks in disguise. Storm Shadow's blade cut through lies. Baron is cold with her deadly aim. Shipwreck laughs, wins the game. Doc's healing hand in the fray. Flint shotgun clears the way. Major Blood's battle cry echoes near. General Hawk leads, we cheer. From the Hildt on YouTube, tune in for a day. Joe Takes to help you with your play. Let's put these characters to the test. Logan's the G.I. Joe Gamer, plays it best. Joe, Cobra, let's go. Let's go. Logan's G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. Logan's G.I. Joe's takes given with enthusiasm. Joe, Cobra, let's go, let's go.
Of secret agent.
I want all of that in here.
Oh, would I do a thing like that?